In one of the Stephen Hawking interview, when a highly educated scholar asked a question to a fellow man who was diagnosed with a motor neuron disease, the question was, do you perceive your article talking about the universe of having no boundaries? The fellow man whom you call the Stephen Hawking replied, I am speaking truly, sir, and your mere presence spoils my respect for the future of humans into existence. Fellow man was not Stephen Hawking. The answer from his mind was Stephen Hawking. Who was Stephen Hawking? The answer. Who was Stephen Hawking? The answer. Good morning, everybody. I'm Kanishq, and as you all know, Stephen Hawking and his work papers, which always disproves the existence of the creator and always disproves that the universe of having a beginning, and also that idea collected in the theory, namely the theory of everything, in which he talked about the universe of having no boundaries, no creator, and no beginning. He also told about the preciousness of time for every anatomical terminology. Stephen Hawking and his work papers always talked of the universe having no boundaries and also believed that everything can be explained in a relative manner. I read his work papers and came to a conclusion that perhaps it's human nature that we adapt and survive. We have just one life to appreciate this grand design of the universe. There's still plenty more to find out, where we are all time travelers, journeying together into the future. Let's work together to make this future a place we want to visit. It is clear that we are just an advanced breed of primates on a minor planet orbiting around an average star in the outer suburb of one among 100 billion galaxies. Ever since the dawn of the civilization, people have prayed for an understanding of underlying order of the world. There ought to be something very special about the boundary conditions of the universe, and what can be more special than this? There are no boundaries for the universe, then there should be no boundaries for the human endeavor. We are all different. However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. While there is life, there is a hope. Convinced that humans need to leave the earth and make a new home on another planet. In the next 100 years, we will embark on our greatest ever adventures. Our destiny is in the stars. So remember to look up stars, not down at your feet. Try to make sense of what you wonder about, what you see, what you wonder, what makes the universe exist. Be curious. And now I'm going to share a fact that many people, while telling the life story of the great personalities, always tell that the personality met God in his dreams. Also tell that the God helped the personality or inspired the personality. But it is just a wishful thinking, I suppose. And I strongly tell those people that you don't have any right to decide what someone dreamt or not. And now let me again clear that I have no desire to tell anyone what to believe, but telling about the non-existence of God is a valid point for me. And this point can't be simply ignored and discriminated. I'll be always telling that the universe of having no beginning, no boundary, and no creator at all. Because the God didn't have any time to drive the universe into existence. It was before Big Bang. Time didn't existed. After Big Bang, what happened you all know very well. The next is, what is the role of God? Nothing. Another one is, what is God? Is it a matter? No, it can't be. Then we could have sensed it from our five physical senses. Then is it antimatter? No, it can't be antimatter or exotic matter, because when they came with touch with any of the matter, they suddenly explode. And next will come to energy. It can be energy? No. And here many people make mistake that it is energy. They also prefer soul to be an energy, but it is not. Because there are three ways for the transfer of energy. They are conduction, convection, and radiation. Now, can God be the form of radiation? No, then we could easily transmit God using stellar and solar technology. If it is in the form of conduction, then we could pass it through any of the conducting substances. And if it is in the form of convection, then we could easily transmit it in the form of wires. So it is clear that God can't be in the form of energy. So what is God? Nothing? Yes, simply nothing. And conclusion, we can say that this all is a race between our knowledge and our wisdom, and we have to make sure that our wisdom wins. And lastly, unleash your imagination and shape the future.
Sometimes we forget why we're here. It's easy to fall off track. These help us remember.
These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Growing up I had a dream, something no one else could see. Tell me what it means when your faith is falling beneath your knees and you can't breathe. Everything you see reminds you of what you're not or something you won't be. You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business. Not because they wanna do it, just because they heard it pays. And who the fuck wants to be poor knowing that's how we've been raised? Society is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of shame. And that's the reason I'm staying up late, trying to find a way to escape the stereotypes this day and age is making me feel like the only way I'll be happy is getting signed to a label and making money through rapping. I wanna share my emotion because this world is attacking the very principle of life that lets the people be happy. If you don't have a reason to breathe, why even live? These battle scars are